Good, bright and breezy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this gorgeous Thursday. Let's forget about the severe weather over the last couple of days and move on with some beautiful weather over the next 48 hours. This is the daily video forecast discussion for Thursday, the 9th of June, 2016. Nothing but wall-to-wall blue skies across the region this morning on the visible satellite imagery. Just a few tufts of clouds here in southern New England, and also some cirrus clouds wispy here through the Ohio and western Pennsylvania region. High pressure is in control over the forecast region with a breezy northwest flow, and a pretty dry and stable atmosphere is in place for today. We don't see much in the way of any precipitation in our forecast zones, and none is expected over the next 48 hours, and that's good. Surface observations this morning, it's chilly with those clear skies and generally about 10 to 15 mile per hour northwesterly winds. There's still some gust around the region, to the coast especially, and over some of the interior sections this morning as well. But notice all these clear skies, and that has allowed the temperatures to drop into the chilly upper 40s across the interior portions of our region, into the low and mid 50s in the New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia metropolitan area this morning, and along central and southern coastal New Jersey as well. It's just some beautiful weather for today in every aspect. We do have some small craft advisories on the waters here for New Jersey and Long Island, and they remain in effect until 7 p.m. this evening, and that will be for west and northwest winds at 15 to 20 knots today, gusting up to 25 to 30 knots. The strongest gusts may be confined to areas near the shore during the afternoon, seas averaging about 2 to 4 feet on the ocean and 1 to 3 feet on the Delaware Bay. Here for Long Island, we have small craft advisory until 6 this evening as well. It's not showing up here. See if we can get this to work. Yes, small craft advisories until 6 for the coastal waters of Long Island Sound and the north shore of Long Island, south shore of Connecticut as well. And that's for northwesterly winds, about 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 30 knots, and seas averaging 3 to 6 feet on the open ocean. New Jersey surf zone forecast for today, sunny skies. High temperatures in the mid-70s at the beaches, beach winds at around 15 miles per hour, and surf will be at around 3 feet. And the surf temperature is about 63. UVI index is high, low risk of rip currents, and the next high tide cycles occurring just before and after noontime today. Pollen forecast for today and tomorrow is on the high side with grasses, oak, and mold. Pollen broadcasting on Saturday will be a little bit lower, still in the medium side, with the rain showers and thunderstorms expected during the day, and back up on Sunday and Monday again. And the only thing to note this morning in the tropics is the disturbance of area of weather extending from western Cuba across the southern Florida Peninsula and into the western Bahamas is associated with a weak surface trough in place. The system expected to move northeast and east over the next day or so, and significant development not anticipated. Regardless of the development, locally heavy rains are likely over portions of western Cuba, the Florida Keys, the Florida Peninsula, and the western Bahamas through today, and storm formation chances during the next 5 days is low at about 10%. On the aviation and weather deck for today, VFR conditions expected through the period under mostly clear skies. Scattered cumulus anticipated from late this morning into early this evening. West-northwest wind at 5 to 10 knots this morning, about 10 to 15, gust up to 20 to 25 knots from mid-morning into the early evening. Wind speeds forecasted to diminish under 10 knots again for tonight, with the direction remaining from the west-northwest. Friday is a good VFR flying day. Northwest winds at 10 to 15, some gust up to 20, then diminishing in the evening. Saturday and Sunday, some showers and thunderstorms expected, especially later Saturday into early Sunday. Reduced ceilings and visibility should occur essentially with any downpours, and some thunderstorms could produce locally gusty winds. Mostly VFR weather returns on Sunday as the cold front settles south and east, and northwest winds should increase and bump up to 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 25 knots. Monday VFR northwest winds also gusting up to around 20 knots. Beautiful weather for flying today. Right now outside of Newark, it's very comfortable on the tarmac. 54, dew point 41, humidity 61%. The wind is west at 17. Clear skies, VFR conditions in place. Philadelphia also the same, 57, dew point 40, humidity 53%. The wind is west or just due west, northwest at 10. Clear skies, VFR conditions in place. We'll do some temperatures for you for today. We're basically looking at other side of 70 degrees, maybe mid 70s in the urban areas and across the I-95 Philadelphia corridor. That's a few degrees below normal, in some cases about 10 degrees below normal. Friday's going to feature a little bit warmer conditions, still with a northwest flow, temperatures in the low to the mid and upper 70s across the region, still a few degrees shy of the norm. On Saturday, we bump it up with rain and thunderstorms and a southerly flow, temperatures in the mid 70s to lower 80s in Philadelphia. This area will have to be watched for some severe weather later on Saturday afternoon and evening. We'll get into that in a moment. On Sunday, the cold front comes through in the morning, clears this out just slightly, especially during the late morning and early afternoon. Temperatures rebound into the 70s to mid 80s in the I-95 corridor. Monday, breezy conditions, and you'll feel it too, even though the temperatures will be in the low to the mid 70s, in most cases upper 70s on the I-95 corridor. The winds will be howling in and making it feel a little bit chillier, or a lot more chillier on Monday with those winds. Tuesday, the winds slacken off, but still quite gusty around the region from time to time. Temperatures either side of 75 to 80 degrees. And by the time we get to Wednesday, we are going to start seeing a return to southerly winds as the warm front returns back into our region. And that means with that warm air advection, warmer temperatures too. Temperatures running in the low to the mid 80s. Starting things out with the NAM 12 kilometer composite reflectivity forecast. Really nothing going on over the next 48 hours. Just some beautiful, beautiful weather, and a warm front will be developing to our west and southwest, and then a disturbance will be diving over the top of that front, driving south and east with some clusters of showers and thunderstorms approaching our forecast zones on Saturday morning. Probably going to make it through in different various areas here on Saturday morning into the afternoon in any of our forecast zones. This means that this area of weather from, let's say, Ohio and Lake Erie all the way through New Jersey and New York and Pennsylvania will have to be monitored for some strong gusty winds, some heavy downpours, some lightning in this forecast going forward. It looks like everything's going to begin to clear out by the time we get into early Sunday morning as that disturbance moves off the coast and the front begins to sag to our south. We get into a still pretty stable atmosphere for the most part from Sunday afternoon into early part of next week, but the cyclonic flow will mean very breezy conditions and scattered cumulus clouds around the region during this time frame. And as the low deepens along the coast of Maine here, we have our tight pressure gradient, strong gusty winds around the region Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and Monday those winds continue to howl in as high pressure begins to build into our south and west. The low really just staying put here, deepening and swirling about coastal Maine. And this means a continuation of strong and gusty northwesterly winds on Monday. Even though with those temperatures in the 70s, it's going to feel a little bit chillier with those winds, so be mindful of that. And finally, everything begins to relax a little bit, and the next chance of precipitation really doesn't come until later in the week at this point. And if the GFS is correct, then the front stays to our south and more high pressure builds into the region. Right now, there is still a chance for some return activity later part of next week, but the model guidance is still suggesting that that may not be in our forecast as well, and that means that we could have a continuation of dry and seasonably warmer conditions for the mid part of the week on. So for everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a great Thursday. Get out there and enjoy it. We'll see you bright and early on Friday morning.